Yesterday we discussed potentiometer. In that photocopy, the diagram is very small, but here there is a big diagram, so you can observe it. So majorly this is also one type of sensor, potentiometer sensor. Basically the potentiometer is useful to measure the voltage, already we discussed. So this potentiometer sensor is useful to calculate or measures the direction or otherwise distance or displacement of the body. So it's mean the position of the objective we can find out by using this potentiometer sensor. Okay, so majorly applications, so you listen. So these are the formulas for potentiometer. So yesterday we didn't discuss this one. So basically voltage according to the Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. So in that we can find out current. So I is equal to V by R. So but R resistance we can take here total resistance from RA to RB. So RA point is here and RB point here. So it's mean the total resistance of the object or otherwise total resistance of the body. So here we can find out only VA. So it's mean the voltage at it's mean the potential energy at point A. So this is point A and this is point B. So this is the sliding contact. So we can take a sliding contact whatever it may be the place among A to B. So suppose for example we can keep here in the sense according to the length of the resistance we can get a voltage, it's mean output voltage here. Okay, suppose for example we can provide here 20 volts also, we cannot get 20 volts at output side because of variation of resistance. So by using the sliding contact we can vary the resistance, according to the resistance we can get a output voltage. Suppose for example this sliding contact nearer to the A, so it's mean less than half of the total resistance. So we can find out the voltage at A point. So at particularly we can find out resistance at particular one point, in the sense VA is equal to supply voltage into individual resistance by total resistance. For example we need a voltage at B in the sense, so we can take a VB is equal to Vs into RB. So RB is the individual resistance by total resistance RA plus RB. So already we know the formula for resistance, general formula. So that one is a rho L by A. So rho is a electrical resistivity, L is a length of the resistor, and A is a cross sectional area. So according to this formula, this is according to the Ohm's law, but according to this particular formula we can get a here VA is equal to Vs into LA by LA plus LB. Just a minute, I got a phone call. Hello, Babu, Suresh sir phone చేసిన బాబు. ఇయ్యలేదు ఇయ్యలేదని చెప్పాము. సరే సార్ నేను ఒకసారి గుర్తు చేస్తాను. చూడాలి మరి, నేను క్లాస్లో ఉన్నా, మళ్ళీ చేస్తాను. Okay, so according to the Ohm's law we can get a individual resistance VA is equal to Vs into RA by RA plus RB total resistance. But according to this formula, it's mean based on the length and cross sectional area, we are taking VA is equal to Vs into LA by LA plus LB. So this is based on the length. Okay, so we can take it. So what is the main applications for by using this potentiometer, in the sense these sensors are primarily used in control systems. So it's mean if any case we can control any particular system, so in that particular case we can take this type of sensors. So it's mean, So wherever we are using these particular type of potentiometer sensors, so it completely indicate what actually the position of that particular object. So suppose for example we are moving by using a electrical vehicle. So where we are exactly. So we started from Ghatkesar. So Ghatkesar to Uppal. So particular time period where we are. So it's mean in Uppal, Boduppal, or otherwise Narapalli, or whatever it may be. So it's mean it indicates the position of the system. That position of the system we can get based on the source. Okay. So feedback loop to ensure that a moving member or otherwise component reaches its commanded position. Okay. Commanded position is completely depending upon the moving member. Moving member in the sense, so that one is a linear system in the sense we can find out based on the linear system, or otherwise that one is a rotatory body in the sense we can find out how many number of revolutions are there, and equally according to the revolution, so how much distance that particular vehicle traveled. So we can find out. Suppose for example for a 20 revolutions, how many meters it travel. So 1500 revolutions, for 1500 revolution the vehicle travel from one point to another point, how much distance. So these are the major application, and not only that, and we have a another applications. It's mean different applications. These are the typically used on machine tools, controls, and elevators. So elevators in the sense, especially we are using in escalators, or otherwise elevators in the sense, suppose for example in any industry. So suppose for example we need to construct one apartment. So in that apartment we are taking whatever it may be the material from ground level to up level. So for that we are using a different systems. So in that particular system also we are using this type of potentiometers, and the liquid level are some symbols. Suppose for example we are providing a liquid. So liquid in the sense, suppose for example we are taking a water. So water we are providing from one point to another point. So it reaches water from one point to another point. So how much distance the water travel. So if there is any leakage in which place, so it's mean which distance there is a leakage. So these type of things we can find out by using this type of potentiometer. It's mean it completely indicates the possession of the object, whatever it may be the object, whether that one is a vehicle or a liquid or a elevator or a machine or a rotatory body, whatever it may be the body. So we can find out the position of the object, position of the substance. Okay. So forklift trucks. So forklift trucks, so sometimes in any trucks, so we can lift it that particular certain weightage. Okay. Especially these type of things we can use it in industry. Suppose for example we need to get heavy weights in the sense, for that heavy weights we are using a different machines. So okay, so in that type of machineries also we are using, and not only that, and automobile throttle control systems, and in manufacturing system, and those are used in control of injection modeling machines, and woodworks machinery, printing, and spraying, and robotics, etc. So at least you have to remember a few examples. It's mean few applications. So at least 5 to 7, 5 to 6. So it minimum 5 to 10. Okay. But it's mean it depends on the marks. At least you have to remember at least 5 applications. Okay. So this is the potentiometer. And the next topic, a strain gauge, strain gauges. Okay. Our next topic is strain gauges. So what actually the useful of strain gauge? So I think already for electrical students they have idea. So in electrical measurements and instrumentation, What actually the strain gauge is? Anyone from electrical? So for electronic students also you have an idea on strain gauge topic? Yes? Say yes or no, anyone? For electronic students, you have an idea on strain gauge? Yes? Say yes or no,
Yes, sir.
anyone? Okay. So what actually the useful of strain gauge?
It converts force, pressure.
Force, pressure, okay, little bit, but not exactly, but little bit. Okay? Anyone?
Okay, sir.
So strain gauges are widely used in experimental stresses. Experimental stresses. So what actually the purpose of stress? So first, what is the relation among the stress and strain? So actually the topic is strain gauges. Gauge in the sense it's a strength of that particular object or a substance. So gauge in the sense, suppose for example, you remember, so we are taking this is a one rod. So you remember in this rod, so here at this particular point, the gauge factor, it's mean the volume of this particular tube or whatever it may be the material. So the volume is very high, but here the volume is very less. So it's mean we can indicate whatever it may be the material that gauge. So that gauge is completely, it's a strength of that particular material. We can indicate it. So the strain, what is the relation among the strain and stress? So this is a very important point to understand this particular topic. So what is the relation among the strain and stress in the sense? You remember, so what is the relation among the strain and stress? So one small example, already I told for electrical students, simple example. The same example here I am telling for EC peoples also. So I don't know electrical students have idea on that particular uh, topic. So what actually the relation among the strain and stress in the sense, suppose for example we are traveling by bus. So it's mean bus lo manam travel చేస్తున్నాము. అయితే బస్సు సిట్టింగ్ అరేంజ్మెంట్ కంప్లీట్ అయిపోయింది. సిట్టింగ్ అరేంజ్మెంట్లో మొత్తం అందరు పీపుల్ అందరు కూడా కూర్చునేస్తున్నారు. సో ఇట్స్ మీన్ సో the driver or a conductor, so more people will allows. సో ఎక్కువ పీపుల్ని అలో చేసుకున్నారు, అంటే ఎక్కువ పీపుల్ని ఎక్కించుకున్నారు. సో ఎక్కించుకున్న తర్వాత ఏమైంది అంటే, సపోజ్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 20 మెంబర్స్ని ఎక్కించుకున్నారు. 20 మెంబర్స్ని ఎక్కించుకుంటే ఒక పర్సన్కి ఇంకొక పర్సన్కి మధ్యలో కొంత గ్యాప్ ఉంది. గ్యాప్ ఉండడం వలన వాళ్ళు ఏమీ స్ట్రగుల్ అవ్వరు. సో 40 మెంబర్స్ని ఎక్కించుకున్నారు. అప్పుడు ఏమైంది, ఒక పర్సన్కి ఇంకో పర్సన్కి మధ్యలో గ్యాప్ అనేటువంటిది తగ్గిపోతుంది. ఇంకా 60 మెంబర్స్ని ఎక్కించుకున్నారు. అప్పుడు నీకేమైతుంది, ఇంకా ఎక్కువగా గ్యాప్ అనేది తగ్గిపోతుంది. అంటే దెర్ ఈజ్ ఏ ఫ్రిక్షన్ అమాంగ్ వన్ పర్సన్ టు అనదర్ పర్సన్. ఇట్స్ మీన్ ద స్ట్రెస్ ఈజ్ ఇంక్రీజెస్. Okay, so if stress is increases, it will suffer. So it's mean the entire people will suffer. So that suffering is a strain. That suffering is a strain. So this strain is completely depending upon the stress. Okay, so the relation between the strain and stress is linear relationship. So suppose for example we are taking here, this is a stress, this is a strain we are taking, sorry, or so we are taking y-axis is a strain and x-axis is a stress in the sense. If stress increases, strain also increases. So 60 people in the sense, it's a little bit stress and strain also little bit. Then again we can increases up to 80 members. Then again So it means stress is increases. Again, according to that stress, the strain also increases. And 100 peoples we can allow it. 100 people we can allow it in the sense stress is more, increases, and the strain also increases more. Okay, so the relation among the stress and strain is linear relationship. Okay, so it's mean, so in any industry we can completely give the stress in the sense on any particular material. So suppose for example we are taking one particular material, we can completely compress that particular material. So if what will happen, if any case we can compress that particular material in the sense, automatically the factors of that particular material will be changed. So the major relation here in this particular strain gauge, it's completely depending upon the resistivity. So it's mean if any case the resistivity will be changed in the sense, automatically the entire values will be changed. So that resistivity we can change with respect to length. So this is the major. So resistance R is equal to, so our formula is R is equal to rho L by A. This is our actual formula. So if any case we can apply the stress on any particular material, then what will happen, if cross sectional area will be decreases. So if cross sectional area will be decreases in the sense, what will happen, the resistance, what will happen, the resistance here? Yes, yes. What is the relation among the resistance and cross sectional area here? Anyone? Hello, are you there? What is the relation among resistance and cross sectional area? Inversely proportional. If area will be decreases in the sense, resistance will be increases. If area is decreases in the sense, this one is increases, this one is increases in the sense, this one is decreases. Okay, so it's mean if any case we can apply the stress on particularly cross sectional area in the sense, the resistance will be completely inversely proportional. And as well as we can apply the stress on a length of the body. So suppose for example the length of the body is 20 meters, we can compress that 20 meters up to 10 meters, then automatically what will happen, if length decreases, resistance also decreases. If length increases, resistance also increases. So that is the relation between the length and cross sectional area and resistance. So it's mean if any substance or any material we are taking in any industry, especially in electrical system, we are taking any material. So whether that one is a conductive material or a resistive material or inductive material or otherwise capacitive material, whatever it may be the material we are taking, if any material we can apply a stress on that particular material, because of stress we can changes the length or otherwise cross sectional area, then automatically the resistance will be changed. Because of resistance will be changed, then automatically the electrical values will be changed. Electrical values, it means the source of the system will be changed in the sense, automatically what will happen? What will happen? The operating system also will be changed. So suppose for example we are taking a fan regulator. So regulator in the sense, it's simply a resistance variation. So we can vary the resistance in the sense, flow of current will be changed. Flow of current will be changed in the sense, automatically the speed of the fan will be control it. So we can either increasing the fan speed or otherwise we can decrease the fan speed. And as well as motors, whatever it may be the motors we are taking, we can control the speed by using that particular system. So that one is a major factor. So majorly not only the analysis, and also we are taking a diagnosis. What is the meaning of diagnosis? So diagnosis in the sense, if any case we can get any problem in our body So it's mean, is there any diseases we can get in the sense, but we don't know what is the disease actually. So we will go for a hospital in the sense, in a hospital they will do the diagnosis in the sense, they will check up entire body and where actually the problem in our body. Then they will find out, and according to that they will give the precautions for us. So if any medicines they will provide the same procedure for any machineries. So in any industry, the machineries will be damaged, so we don't know exactly what actually the damage inside that particular machinery. So outside is completely there is no any problem, but there is a problem inside the machine in the sense we cannot find out and we cannot observe that one. So by using these particular strain gauges, these strain gauges also one type of sensors. So given here, strain gauges are also primarily used as a sensors. So this strain gauge is also one of the sensors. So it's find out or it detect something. So it's find out or it detects something. Okay. So but basically here these type of strain gauges will detect what actually the problem inside the machinery. So that according to that it's mean machinery problems are a failures analysis. So it will analysis that particular problem. According to that we can completely vary the, it's mean vary in the sense we can replacing that particular system, or otherwise we can modify that particular system, what actually the problem inside that particular machinery. Okay. And they are basically used for multi-axial stress fatigue testings and proof testings and residual stresses and vibration measurements and torque measurement and bending and deflection measurement and compressions and tensions and measurement and strain measurement. So these are the applications. So basically the main applications we are using this type of strain gauges. Strain gauges also one type of sensors, so it will detect something. So what actually the detecting in the sense, it's completely stresses. So the stresses and it completely diagnosis of whatever it may be the machinery failures in that particular inside that particular machineries. So these are the major applications. Okay. So you remember at least a few applications by what actually the useful of these strain gauges. Okay. And next one, so you remember where we will go for concept. So first we can discuss what actually the relation among the strain and stress and where we are using and what actually the process and why we are using this particular thing. It's mean particular strain gauges. So strain gauges in the sense, if any case we can apply a stress on that particular material, because of stress the modification of length and cross sectional area, it's mean the substance and object will be completely changes. So according to the change of object and or a subject length and cross sectional area, we can find out the operating of that particular system. It's mean the values will be changed according to that. Okay. So what actually the explanation you remember here. Okay. So you listen. The strain in an element is the ratio of change in the length. Change in the length. Basically we can change completely length most of the cases. Not only the length, and also we can change the cross sectional area also in sometimes. Okay. If any case length will be changed in the sense, automatically the resistivity will be changed. Already we know the resistance R is equal to rho L by A. So length is changed in the sense, automatically the resistance will be changed. So applied to the original length of element, the strain changes the resistance R of the element. Therefore we can take a change of the resistance delta R. Delta R in the sense, what is meaning of delta? Delta R, del R is a resistance, delta R is a change in resistance. When it will be a change? Whenever we can apply the stress on that particular substance, stress on that particular material, then at the time only the length or otherwise cross sectional area will be changed. According to that, the resistance also change. That change in resistance we are taking. Suppose for example, initially the resistance is 20 ohms, but if any case we can apply the stress on that particular material, the length of the material will be decreases. The length of the material will be decreases in the sense the resistance also decreases. So it's mean 10 ohm resistance initially we are taking, so length decreases, automatically the resistance will be decreases. It's up to 5 ohms or 2 ohms or 3 ohms, like that. Okay, so you remember here. Okay, so next delta R is directly proportional to epsilon. Epsilon is a certain constant. Okay, so delta R by R is equal to G into epsilon. G is a gauge factor. So gauge factor, what is a gauge factor in the sense? Gauge in the sense, it completely a constant values. So if any material we are taking, that particular material having certain constants. Okay, especially in electrical system we are taking one conductive material, so whatever it may be the conductive material having certain resistance. Okay, so due to that resistance there is a loss in that particular conductive material. Okay, so that one gauge is a G is a constant of the proportionality, is called a gauge factor. We can indicate that one is a, this one is a constant value, that constant we can take as a gauge factor. So it's depending upon the material. In general, the value of G is considerable in between the 2 to 4, and resistance are to be as a it's been taken of the order of 100 ohms, for 100 ohms only. So you listen, example, simply you can remember these two diagrams. So initially we are taking, this one is a one particular length of the lead wire, it's mean one particular wire. So these are the leads. So this one is a one lead, and this one is a another lead. So it's mean this entire wire having certain length. So lead in the sense, this one is a one lead point. So if any case we are taking one connection among the two wires, we are taking one point here and another point here. So either we are connecting phase here and neutral here. So it's mean completely close that circuit. Okay, so according to this length there is a resistance. Okay, this length. Okay, if any case we can apply the stress on this particular material, then what will happen? Like this. So it's mean the length of the material will be compresses. Compresses in the sense decreases. Compresses in the sense decreases. Okay, so it's mean the length here decreases compared to, you listen here, here length is very high, here length is very less. Okay, so that is the difference. So what actually the procedure here we are applying, this type of strain gauge is also one type of sensors. So these type of sensors we can use especially in to find out the problems in any machineries. So inside that particular machineries. So how we can find out in the sense, it's completely depending upon the stresses. Okay, so that resistance, so suppose for example we can apply a very less small stress in the sense, the variation of resistance is very less. So by using a voltmeter and ammeter method we cannot find out that particular resistance. Suppose for example we have a formula, already I told in bridges, especially for electrical students. So you remember, once again I am remembering here. So suppose for example we can find out resistance R is equal to, so what actually the procedure, resistance R is equal to, according to the Ohm's law, V by I. Okay, so if any case we are taking one voltmeter and one ammeter, so according to that we can find out the resistance. So in any circuit, whatever it may be the circuit, but voltmeter also having certain internal losses and ammeter also having certain internal losses. Because of internal losses, it will not give the exact accurate resistances. Okay, So especially for a small resistance, suppose for example we need to find out 1 ohm resistance, or otherwise less than of 1 ohm resistance, in the sense, well, less than of 1 ohm resistance. So there is a loss of 0.1 ohm, also very huge loss for 1 ohm. Because of that, we need to find out exactly accurate resistances in any material, especially in industries. Okay, because of that, here we are taking Wheatstone bridge. Okay, so it's mean, suppose for example, in this particular system, we are taking in industry, this is a one particular system, we are applying a compress or a stress on this particular material, length will be decreases. So if previously length is high, at this high length, what is the resistance? If we can apply the stress, after the stress, we can apply the stress, what actually the resistance, we can find out by using this Wheatstone bridge. So it's mean that material we can connect here. Okay, so sources we can apply here, and we can already you have an idea on bridges, so we are taking always in bridges 4 arms. So this one is a these 3 resistances are the known resistance, and Rx is a unknown resistance. What actually the unknown resistance, in the sense, and this one is a unknown resistance. This is an unknown resistance. It's mean this complete material we can add here. We can add here, and these are the known resistances. So previously we know what actually the resistance of that particular entire length of the material, according to the length of the material, what actually the resistance we know. But after compress, we don't know the resistance of that particular length of the material resistance. We can find out by using this Wheatstone bridge. So the entire material we can connect here, and then we can find out the resistance. Already we know the formula. What actually the formula in Wheatstone bridge? Already we know that particular formula. So in bridges, we can find out what actually the formula, R2 by R1 equal to Rx by R3. We know only unknown resistance. Because of that, Rx we can take in the sense, this R3 also we can send to left hand side. Then what will happen? So R3 is denominator, and we can send to here in the sense, Rx is equal to R2 R3 by R1. This is the actual value. So R1, R2, R3 are the known resistances. So we can replace known resistance here. We can find out the unknown resistance. Okay. So this is the procedure. So this is the majorly in strain gauges. Okay. Already applications we discussed previously. Okay. So you remember. Once again I am telling here. So you remember strain gauge. So strain gauge, in the sense, this is also one type of a sensor. So it completely useful to diagnosis of any particular material failures inside that particular material failures. We can find out by using these strain gauges. Majorly here we are applying any stress on any substance or any material. The length and the cross sectional area will be change. So if any case the cross sectional area will be changed, in the sense resistance will be changed. According to the resistance, the value will be changed. The value will be changed in the sense electrical energy also changes. Okay.